Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 19. I've already left home for the day. I am on my way to the first casino, actually getting close to my first casino right now. Today is a very rainy day. The temperature is much higher than yesterday, so little danger of any kind of snow or ice or anything. And in fact, it must have rained all night because almost all the snow is gone because of the rain. And woke up this morning ready to go. I had a bumpy start to the day yesterday, but finished off strong. Yesterday was about 2,700 in blackjack winnings and about $1,000 in slot losses, somewhere in there. But it got us close to our weekly goal already, and we're going to try to push that and go for double the weekly goal this week. So that's what's going on there. Today's goal is going to be to hit at least 5 casinos. Only 1 or 2 of them will be blackjack casinos, and the rest of them will be just slots. Today will be a little bit of an easier day, a little bit of a shorter trip. And today, hopefully, we will be meeting one of our friends in the city that we'll be in, and I'll be getting more information that will help me for my trip to Europe coming up in a couple months. So that's what's going on right now. It's raining pretty hard right now, but hopefully that will dissipate a little bit. I have not checked the radar to see how long the rain is going to last, but from what I understand, where I live, it's going to rain for the next 3 days straight. So yeah, so right now I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go into my first spot, and then I'll be back to update you. Okay guys, I'm back. Oh man, that was kind of a waste of time, kind of frustrating. What happened is I walked in and I start checking machines, and the first thing I see is a group of slot techs working on the machines next to the ones I want to check. So I kind of basically do a quick once over on them and decide I'm going to come back around and take another look later. But I covered like the basics, the stuff that would most commonly be available. I move on and I see a machine that has a play at 2 different levels. First spin at the first level, I hit it. Move over to the other one, second spin at that level, I hit it, and immediately I'm up. I've bet a total of less than $10, and I'm up $221. So I'm feeling good at this point. Go around, look at a few other things, don't see anything. Make a couple small plays, lose a couple bucks on each of those. So all of a sudden, I'm ahead 180. So I go to a back area that is not great, but every once in a while I find something there. And I see a play that I don't like because the machine takes so long to play, but I decide to go ahead and play it. So I'm in this almost 500 spins, and I finally hit the must hit buy I'm going for. And I look up, and the must hit buy is still there, and I've gotten paid a fraction of what it was supposed to pay. And it said game over or something, you know, the game is over. And I'm very frustrated. I'm thinking, okay, there's 3 jackpots on this machine. I hit the middle jackpot, but it didn't pay me for that. It paid me like double the small jackpot, but the small jackpot is still there, and it's not exactly at reset. So I push my button. Wait, nobody comes. And understand, when I got here, I thought, man, this place is dead. I counted 14 cars in the parking lot. So I'm thinking, I saw 8 slot techs when I walked in. It's not going to take long. And the worst thing is, it was at a low denomination, so it wasn't even that much money. So I'm chasing pennies here, and now I'm frustrated. I've been waiting for 15 minutes. Someone finally comes, and the machine is stuck. Usually they can replay what happened, and the screen is not working. There's two screens, the panel where you push your bet and the screen that you watch to see the play, right? Watch the reels spinning and things like that. So both of them, the screen is having a problem. They have to unplug both screens, plug them both back in, and still they can't get it to work. But I started replaying it in my head, and I think what may have happened was I hit the small jackpot, and since it was a tiny amount, it didn't do one of those celebrations on the screen. It just continued on, and then it led into, on the same slot pull or button push, I hit the small jackpot twice. So one was at a regular level, one was at a reset level, and then it had moved up slightly because maybe, I don't know the exact reset, maybe, you know, for example, I think it's $20, but it's actually $19.50, for example. So they come by, they're looking, and they can't figure it out. Now 20 more minutes goes by, and we're talking about a small amount of money here. And finally, they say, I don't know, I can't figure it out. But I feel like I figured it out, that I was wrong, and I wasn't paying attention, and I hit the small jackpot twice. So I continued on, and it sucked more money out of me, and it finally paid what I was going for. And by the time everything was over, I left ahead only $126. So that was a very frustrating experience. It brought a lot of attention. Not that it matters on that machine, but it brought a lot of attention. And they took my card number down. They're going to look at the camera and investigate it and get back to me. And I'm like, maybe I should have just not said anything at all. But I was so positive that I was right on what I saw on the screen that I just pushed the button immediately. So on the screen, when you hit one jackpot, it's a different color than another one, but the re-hit on the lower jackpot is the same color as hitting the middle jackpot, if that makes sense. So if you hit the bottom one twice, it's at this color, then this color. I looked up, I just saw the one, I didn't see I'd hit them both, and I think that's what happened. So unfortunately, it slowed me down. I'm really behind my schedule right now. So now I was in there for a total of 1 hour and 45 minutes, and that's just not very acceptable. So right now I'm moving on to my next spot, and hopefully it'll be better. But by the time I get there, I have a feeling I'm going to have missed a lot of the plays that I normally would get when I go this direction at this time. So hopefully something good comes out of this, but not too optimistic at the moment. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I'm back. I was at that place for way too long. Got myself stuck and couldn't get up off a couple of machines. Just one of those things, just took me forever. So I was actually in there, let me see, almost exactly 2 hours. When I got there, I looked around, found a couple small plays, and I was ahead very little, like $20 or $30. And walking around, and I see another play. I sit down, I play it, I have a nice hit on there. I'm ahead like $299.75, so we'll call it $300. I'm getting up, and the guy next to me is getting ready to get up. So I just pay attention, wait till he gets up. I sit down at the machine, and there's 3 must-hit-by jackpots on this machine. And I'm looking at the third from the bottom. There's actually more than 3, but I'm looking at the third from the bottom. There's 4. So the second highest one. And I'm a little iffy on it. I know generally where the machine was at, it would be a good play. The problem is the bottom 2 had just hit, which changes things a little bit. So as you know, if you have multiple tiers of must-hit-by jackpots, when you hit the top one, you're hitting the bottom one repeatedly because it's a tiny one on your run-up to winning the top one. If the bottom 2, both the ones under the jackpot you're working on, are at reset levels, that's not good. So I did what anyone else would do. I phoned a friend who knew more about this machine than me, And he said, yeah, it's a good play. What's the bet level? I said, it's the minimum bet, which is very cheap, 75 cents. I'm ahead $300 at this point. Why not? You know, he said, it's a good play, go for it. So I go for it, and by the time I finish the play, I'm down. No, I lose $180 on the play. So now I'm only ahead like $100, and I'm not very happy. Walk around, look at some other plays, play those through, and now I'm ahead $43. So now I'm like really upset. You know, I could have left ahead 300. I asked for some advice. The next place I'm going to is where my real money was going to come in, and I was happy to get, you know, a nice hit at this place. And so I'm walking around looking for something else to play, and I start finding more things to play. And every time I sit at a machine, 4 Asian guys come around behind me, and they're looking at what I'm playing to figure out if they can learn something from it. Anyway, things did start turning around, and by the time I left, I was back up ahead $512. So luckily for me, plus 512. During the session, my low point in the session was down $1,060, and my high for the session was that 512 I ended up at. So very glad to get through that. Yeah, man, very unexpected. All of it was unexpected. Getting the 300, losing the 300, and then winning the 500. So thankfully, everything is good. The weather has gotten much worse, and amazingly, so much warmer. I can't believe how hot it is now. It's 54 degrees, and it's raining, and this is just crazy. All the snow is gone. There was tons of snow a couple days ago. All of it's gone. Now you got to worry more about flooding. So I'll make sure someone's at home monitoring everything, making sure everything's cool. We live near a creek. We have a creek in our backyard, and about 40 acres behind our house drains through that area. And our backyard, the little creek that we have, or stream you could say, is the backup pipe, but the main pipe has been clogged for years. So in the middle of summer, we'll have no water back there, and sometimes in the middle of winter, we'll have a 20-foot wide, 6-foot deep area behind our house. So I gotta watch for that. I rented a backhoe at one point and cleared out all the trees in the area and all the roots and all that, and got down to the main pipe there, and I have a nice clean area for the water to go. But my area was never supposed to be the main pipe. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about. All the ground around my house gets very wet, and we have to make sure that nothing bad happens. Anyway, moving on to the next spot. We're going to play some blackjack. We're going to meet a friend for lunch, and then we're going to do some other AP stuff, probably 3 more stops after that. So I'm excited. I'm on my way here, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I'm back. All I can say is, what just happened to me? What just happened? I showed up at this place like half an hour ago, and I'm leaving right now. And I walk in, I've got chips I need to cash, and I go directly to the blackjack table, and I don't buy in for chips. I buy in for cash. What was I thinking? So I buy in for $500 in cash, and as soon as I handed it over, I thought to myself, what? Shoot, I got chips. And they gave me chips, and I started playing, and I had a quick drop right away, first shoe, and I rebought with a chip, with a purple chip. So now I'm in for 1,000, and I had like the best shoe for the rest of the shoe, and by the end of the shoe, I'm up $1,000, 1,000 or more. What did I cash out? Yeah, I'm ahead. Yeah, I'm ahead $1,000 when I cash out. When a shoe ends, I color up, I cash out for 1,000. I've been at this table for like 15 minutes, and I'm up $1,000. And I've got so many chips I need to cash. I'm like, I'm gonna leave. And I was supposed to meet somebody for lunch, possibly. He was on a phone call. He texted me back that he was available, and it was like perfect timing. So I ended up cashing out $1,000 profit. I texted my friend, I said, look, I'm going to take one lap around this place. We'll see what I find, and then I'll meet you at the restaurant. So the restaurant's only 10 minutes away. I was going to meet him over there. So I'm walking around, and I see one machine that's like ridiculous out of place. Like, this is going to hit like right now. Put a $100 bill in. It's $6 a spin. Took a minute or so to hit it, and I hit, and I don't remember what it paid. I've got a picture of it here though. Okay, so it hits for $292. All right, so now I've got $395 in the machine, or do I? It lines up something else that's another guarantee, practically a guarantee right away, something I've never seen like this before. In fact, on my way out, I showed it to a friend of mine. He was working another machine, and it was a line hit for $564 that got set up for me. $564. So within I don't know what it was, a couple spins, I hit that, and I ended the session just without one slot ahead, $832. So plus $832 on slots, $1,000 on the blackjack, and what do you know? We're back on our way again. So we are going to go meet our friend at this local bar place, have some nice lunch there, relax for a few minutes, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of our day and go from there. But I can tell you that I was definitely shocked. I did not expect that to happen. I expected a $300 hit, but when I saw the other thing set up, I'm like, I'm playing this out, and it hit very quickly, and I was in the right place at the right time, I guess. So that's good, because I was just complaining about the last place and how a really good play ended up going south. So anyway, pulling up here to see my friend, and then I'll be back to update you. One other thing, as I was leaving and I was talking to my friend, he had two other guys around him, and one guy I see in other places, I don't really think he knows what he's doing. Either that or he's a ploppy too, because I see him wasting money all the time. So I don't understand. But then he had another friend that had a mask on, and I couldn't understand what he was saying to me, and he took his mask off and said, you're better off not being seen with us. I've been banned in 3 states. And I chuckled and I said, well, we can be banned together then. So, I mean, I wasn't doing anything that was getting me any heat anyway. So, anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I met with my friend, and he is getting me information for my trip to Europe, and I'm very thankful for that. I appreciate that. We talked about the casinos there and sightseeing and things like that. So that was nice. Had a nice lunch, and now I am heading off to the next casino. Good day so far. Unexpectedly, but good day. Yeah, so right now I am stuck in traffic for some reason. It's still pretty early afternoon, so not even close to rush hour. Hopefully there aren't a lot of accidents, because there is a lot of rain right now. So anyway, we'll see what happens here. I'm going to head over to that next casino. We're going to skip one casino because of time, but moving on to the next spot, and I'll be back to update you. Oh, you wouldn't believe what just happened to me. I leave the meeting with my friend, and I forgot when I got to that last casino, I was low on gas, and I traveled about 10 miles to see my friend, and then I just kept on driving after we were done. And I have no idea how much further I drove, but I looked down and my range was 0 miles. And I was on the highway, and the next exit had no gas stations. And so I was starting to panic a little bit. I mean, it's the weather is not terrible, but you know, who wants to be out in the rain? So luckily I was able to find a gas station and get some gas. I still check to see if I can get a better deal on Upside with it, but unfortunately it wasn't on there. But kind of a funny but not so funny thing when you're in the situation, but luckily I was able to get there in time, And right now I am only 11 minutes away from my next stop. We're going to go in there and we're going to make some money, and then I'll be back to report the good news. Okay guys, I am back again. Another long session. One good thing about these 2 long sessions I had today at these slots only casinos is the losses I showed. I mean, I ended up making money at both times, but I probably showed $5,000 or $6,000 in losses. So you can't always show it because sometimes things sneak up on you that you don't know are coming, but it definitely helps to show those big losses when you're playing. Definitely shows that you're not an advantage player. Definitely helps you get longevity. So there are some places that you can do it after the fact. Well, let's just say there's different ways to do it. I don't want to go too far here. Anyway, I go in this place, I find a machine right away, I play it through. I'm ahead like $220 right away. Go look at some other stuff, can't really find much. Finally find something right in the middle of the casino. I play it through. It's in great position. Pays less than 30% return to player on the run up. I end up losing. I don't know how much did I lose. I was up 200. I left that machine down 5, so I lost about 700 on that machine at a low denomination too. So just sickening sometimes. And then found a couple other ones to play and slowly came back up. And then I was resigned to the fact that I was going to leave down. I was okay with it. I was down about $300, and I was playing a machine and hit a line pay of $400. So that helped me get back, and then finally got what I was looking for. That paid out, and after all that, I ended up leaving ahead $90. So really, what a crazy day it's been. So many ups and downs, but definitely moving in the right direction. And then on my way out, I saw a guy that I had just seen at the previous casino. So I left the previous casino, I went and had lunch with my friend. That guy drove here, and then on my way out of this casino, I see him playing, and we talked for a few minutes, and that was it. So right now, it is already late, it's almost dark, and we're moving on to another casino. This one's going to be a short trip in and out, probably 20 minutes. It's already mobbed with people. I'm not going to have a lot of chance to make a lot of money, but it only adds about 20 minutes to my trip, so I got to give it a shot. So I am going to head in there, hopefully make something, I don't care what, $20, $40 in there, and then head out and head toward home. Tomorrow, another very long day. Tomorrow is one that I kind of don't want to do because I don't like the area I'm going to. I don't like the opportunity that's there, but I'm basically getting spotted some good EV to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and go, as much as I hate to, and we'll see what happens. And then Friday, change of plans. We're going to on a very long trip Friday. Although I'm going to think about it now that I said it out loud. I'm not sure how that's going to work out because it's Friday. So I'll check out my meetings and all that. Next week, early next week, I've got a dental appointment. I've been eating a lot of sunflower seeds in the car, and I think I may have damaged one of my teeth. So I mean, I'm eating like a bag of these things a day, one of the big bags. So I'm going to do that Tuesday morning, and then I'll probably head out on my trip. I have a 7 a.m. dental appointment Tuesday morning. Monday is going to be a long day at the office, so I may actually travel Sunday night. Anyway, none of that's important right now. Right now what's important is we're moving on to the next place, and we're going to make some more money. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. I went into that place, and it was exactly the way I expected. It was busy. There was some kind of a dumb drawing going on, and there were a lot of people in there. There wasn't a lot of opportunity, and I just went through the motions, looked at everything, and it was really hard to find something. I found a lot of people checking a lot of machines. This is why I don't like weekends and evenings, because it gets busy, and everybody who does this in the evening is there, and they're just tearing it up, and there's so little money to be made unless you're aggressively doing something, and then you have to worry about getting kicked out. Anyway, I ended up going through everything. I made one play, made $5, and that was it. So I got a free drink, and I go to the kiosk to see if I had anything, and I had a drawing entries for 2 different drawings, and actually I may have won one of them. Now that I'm thinking about it, the way it was explained to me, I may have gotten something, but I took off. So really, like I said, not really much opportunity there. I was looking over the records for the day here, and I'm ahead 2,500 for the day, and I'm ahead 5,600 approximately for the week. If I can get a $1,500 win tomorrow, I feel like getting to 9,000 this week will definitely be possible. So tomorrow's goal is 1,500 to 2,000, and then we finish off the rest of it on Friday, assuming that I don't have tons of meetings that are going to hold me up and keep me from making money. So yeah, I mean, overall it was a good day. It was a very up and down day. It's still raining. I think it's probably raining at home too. Right now I'm heading toward home, and I'll be back to update you here shortly. Alright guys, I am back. I'm just thinking back here about today and what happened, but it's amazing how games change. And a year ago, the games that I was playing are totally different than the ones I'm playing now. The ones that I was playing 90% of the time, I'm playing maybe 5% of the time now. So things are always changing. You always have to change with the times. You have to change with the software updates. You have to change with the way the game plays differently, the different entry points. There's so many different things that you have to do. That's why you have to keep up. That's why I listen to podcasts. That's why I read online. That's why I watch videos. I even watch videos of slots that are not advantage play. And sometimes you need a machine that's not an advantage play to be able to run some free play through or something like that. When you've already exhausted other ones, you want to know how machines work. You want to know, is it going to be a slow and steady machine that you just about break even on? Is it going to be one with high variance? There's all kinds of different machines out there, and sometimes you just need to play some free play or whatever. I know a friend of mine plays his free play through poker machines. That's what he prefers, and he thinks that helps, but everybody does things a little bit differently. So I wanted to mention that. But I was thinking today about the primary machine that I played today, that I ran $15,000 through probably today. It's one that a month ago I wasn't playing. 2 months ago definitely was not playing, and now it's 60% of my game at certain spots. And I found some new machines that I'd never seen before a couple weeks ago, and those are going to become bigger. So always keep developing and keep getting better. Right now I'm on my way home, and all of a sudden I was on the highway about an hour ago, and all of a sudden it got like gloomy, dark, eerie, you could say. Like all of a sudden the whole road is all fog. Everyone's slowing down. Everyone's like, you can tell people are like a little confused here, trying to figure out what to do. Some people have their hazard lights on. It's very strange. It went from a steady mist all day and some really slick roads in some places, especially on turns and stuff. And one of the places I went is at the bottom of a hill, and you could feel the car starting to drift a little bit. So I slowed down and moved over, just to stay safe. But it went from that steady mist all day to this terrible fog here, where right now I'm at a traffic light, and I can barely see the traffic light in front of this one, which is like one city block away, and it's that dark. So anyway, that's what's going on. Thanks for sharing your day with me. Man, it is nice to see other players out there. You know, they're your competition, but they're also your support, and you know, we definitely help each other where we can. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com, and I'll see you tomorrow.